Hey guys, it is Sophia the Shadow Hunter, and today I'm doing my March TBR. I hope you guys are so far having a good start to the reading year into the month. This is March 3rd, 2020. I'm already about a book behind schedule, and I'm not exactly sure how. I think I might just fixed it on Goodreads. I think when I said I was reading a book and I finished the book, it didn't show I read it, and so I had me a book behind schedule. But anyway, I'm excited to get to these books. I got a whole bunch of books I'm excited to read. Hopefully I can read more. I'm really happy with how I'm doing on my reading. I'm still having a hard time staying on track. And so this month I really want to somehow get ahead, or next month. We will see. Because I also need to do a life update video for you guys, which maybe I'll film that today or tomorrow. So anyhow, let me know in the comments down below what you guys are reading, what you want to be reading, and your plans for the reading year. So the first book I started reading for the month of March is The Map of Salt and Stars by Jennifer Hadar. I'm about 130 pages into this, and I really am enjoying it. Let me read you what it says. It says right here, in the summer of 2011, here we go. In the summer of 2011, just after Noor loses her father to cancer, her mother moves Noor and her sisters from New York City back to Syria to be closer to their family in order to keep her father's spirit alive. As she adjusts to her new home, Noor tells herself their favorite story, the tale of Raya, a 12th century girl who disguised herself as a boy in order to apprentice herself to a famous map maker. But Syria's Noor parents knew is changing, and it isn't long before the war reaches their quiet Homs neighborhood. When a stray shell destroys Noor's house and almost takes her life, she and her family are forced to choose stay and risk more violence or flee across 7 countries of the Middle East and North Africa in search of safety. Along the very route, Rara and her map maker took 800 years before in their quest to chart the world. As Noor's family decides to take the risk, their journeys become more and more dangerous until they force a choice that could mean their family will be separated forever. Following alternating timelines and a pair of unforgettable heroines coming of age in this perilous time, The Map of Salt and Stars is the epic story of one girl telling herself the legend of another and learning that if you can listen to your own voice, some things can never be lost. This is one of the last books I got from Page Habit about a year and a half ago, and I would like to start getting these book boxes again. Please let me know in the comments down below what is your guys' favorite book boxes and what you are looking for in these book boxes. Alright, so the next book I'm really excited to get to is Resistance by Jennifer Nielsen. I've been wanting to read this book now for at least 2 years, and I bought this in January, so it was about 2 years since I wanted to read it. This is a young adult or a children's World War II/Holocaust book, and it sounds really good. It says Chaya Linder is a Jewish teenager living in Nazi-occupied Poland. Simply being Jewish places her in ever-present danger of being killed or sent to the camps. After her little sister is taken away to a death camp, her younger brother disappears, and her parents all but give up hope. Chaya is determined to make a difference. Using forged papers and her fair features, Chaya becomes a carrier able to travel between the isolated Jewish ghettos of Poland, smuggle food, documentation, and even people. Soon Chaya finds herself drawn to the more perilous work. She joins the resistance that runs raids on Nazi supplies. But after her mission goes terribly wrong, Chaya's network shatters. Many of her colleagues are arrested or killed. Chaya is alone and unsure of where to go. Until Esther, a member of her cell, delivers a message that chills Chaya to her core and sends her on a journey toward an even larger uprising that works in the Warsaw Ghetto. Though the Jewish resistance never had much of a chance against the Nazis, they were determined to save as many lives as possible and to show the world that Jewish people could stand strong in the face of unimaginable horrors and adversity, to fight for their survival, to live or die with honor. This book sounds great. I can't wait to read it. The next I have was Walking the Springs by C.S. Harris. This is the book I was talking about that I said I had owned for about 5 years, and I got the second one in my Page Habit box, and I loved it, and so I'm excited to read this one. This is another Sebastian St. Cyr mystery, What Darkness Brings. This is I think this is number 8. It says Regency, England, September 1812. After a long night spent dealing with tragic death of former military comrade, heart-stricken Sebastian learns of a new calamity. Russell Yates, the dashing one-time privateer who married Kat a year ago, has been found standing over the corpse of Benjamin Isler, a wealthy gem dealer. Yates insists he is innocent, but he will surely hang unless Sebastian can unmask the real killer. For the sake of Kat, the woman he loved and lost, Sebastian plunges into a treacherous circle of intrigue. Although Isler's clients include the Prime Regent and Napoleon, he was a despicable man with many enemies and a number of dangerous, well-kept secrets, including a passion for arcane texts and black magic. Central to the case is a magnificent blue diamond believed to have once formed part of the French crown jewels that disappears on the night of Isler's death. As Sebastian traces the diamond's ownership, he uncovers links that implicate an eccentric, powerful financier named Hope that stretched back into the darkest days of the French Revolution. When the killer grows even more desperate and vicious, Sebastian finds his marriage to the hero tested by the shadows of his first love, especially when he begins to suspect that Kate is keeping secrets of her own. And as matters rise to a crisis, Sebastian must face the bitter truth, and he has been less open with the fearless woman who is now his wife. So this book sounds great. I can't wait to read it. Next, I have another huge book, which I think I've had this for maybe a year and a half. That's Oskar Schindler, The Untold Account of His Life, Wartime Activities, and the True Story Behind the List. Oskar Schindler is one of the stories I've been, I watched the movie years ago, and I've rewatched it several times since then. I read the book, and I've rewatched the movie, like I said, and I really want to know more about his life because his story was remarkable. Even though he was not perfect like anyone was, he had his problems. He helped so many people, and he wished he could have saved more. And because of that, I want to know more about him. It says, spy, businessman, bon vivant, Nazi party member, righteous Gentile. This was Oskar Schindler, the controversial savior of almost 12,000 Jews during the Holocaust, who struggled afterwards to rebuild his life and gain international recognition for his wartime deeds. Author David Crow examines every phase of a subject's life in this landmark biography, presenting a figure of mythic proportions that one prominent Schindler Jew describes as an extraordinary man in extraordinary times. So this sounds great. I can't wait to read it. Next, I have a book that I had on my list for a long time, as you guys know, and I bought this the first week of January. It's called Those Who Save Us by Jenna Bloom. It says, for 50 years, Anne Schlemmer has refused to talk about her life in Germany during World War II. Her daughter Trudy was only 3 when she and her mothers were liberated by an American soldier and went to live with him in Minnesota. Trudy saw evidence of the past in an old photograph, a family portrait showing Anna and Trudy, a Nazi officer. Trudy, now a professor of German history, begins investigating the past and finally unearthed the heartbreaking truth of her mother's life. Those Who Save Us is a profound exploration of what we endured to survive in a legacy of shame. This book sounds great. I can't wait to read it. I'm so excited, guys, about my books I'm planning to read this year and this month. Please let me know in the comments down below what you guys are reading, or if you want to post a video. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time in another video. Goodbye.